I've been in the field of personal development and executive development for the last 16, 17 years. During that time I've worked on all sorts of things with leaders of organisations. Leadership, confidence, career transition, being effective in a team, being effective leading a team, coming up with vision, strategy and so on. And what I realise is that there's one fundamental that is critical to everything for a leader. And that is their mind, how they're using their mind and how they're thinking. Now you've probably heard psychologists say that we only actually utilise 10% of our mind. 10%! So what we're in the business of is how do we help you access the other 90% too? If you think about it, the mind is the one thing that you get to the age that you do without actually really learning much about it. So we go to school and we learn maths or history or various subjects, but we don't actually learn how to use this thing, which is the most important critical element to have us be effective and happy in life and in work. So how did you learn about your mind? How did you learn about how to think clearly, how to make decisions, how to deal with stress or strong emotion? Well, we sort of just stumble along and grow up and copy people around us. Our programs are about teaching you about how the mind works, taking you back to some fundamentals that can provide you dramatic shift and change in how you live and how you work. Now it's interesting to see what's happened in the sporting world, because in the last 20 years we've gone from a situation where no one used any psychological help to now everyone has a sports psychologist or a sports psychiatrist. Sports people realise the psychological element as a critical factor in helping them be most successful in their sport. And what we're suggesting to you is that the business environment is no different. It's all about your mind having an impact on your performance and that performance creating the results that you get. So the more that we can help you understand the mind and access that full potential of the mind, the more powerful and more effective you're going to be in everything that you do. Think of a human being like an iceberg. Above the surface of the water, there's certain things that we can see. We can see your behaviours. And your behaviours are what gets you the outcomes at the tip of your iceberg. So that's what we see. How you behave then creates the results that you get in your life and your work. But there's underneath the surface of the water some things going on. And one level below the surface of the water is your skills and your experience and your knowledge. And as you develop those over time, they shift how you behave, which shifts the outcomes that you get. There's also one level beneath that, which is your personality style, your values and your beliefs. And what of course we can do is at these various levels we can go on courses to improve how we are. We can go on management training courses to learn new behaviours, for example, to get better outcomes. Or we can go on skills training courses to perhaps learn to negotiate, or knowledge courses to learn about finance or marketing. And at the lower level we can learn about personality style or our values or behaviours. And what we're suggesting to you is all these courses make a difference, but it tends to be a non-linear difference. So you'll learn some things and you'll make a bit of a difference to how you're operating. Yes, it will have an impact on the outcome, but not a transformational one. Because all of that above that I've just referred to is limited by your mind at the lowest level. And that is how and what you're thinking in any moment. Now over the last 30, 40 years, there's also lots of courses going on that can help you manage your mind. So you might have heard of things like NLP, which helps you reframe your thinking. So if you're thinking negatively, it helps you reframe how you're thinking to think positively. You might have come across things like cognitive behavioural therapy, or mindfulness, or meditation, or you might have heard of positive thinking. Now each of these, what they're really trying to do is to manage or manipulate or control what your mind is doing. And we're operating one level beneath all of that. We're not trying to control or manipulate your mind. We're trying to help you understand your mind. You see, there's some basic mechanics of how the mind works that when you understand, fundamentally shift how you utilize your mind. That means you no longer need to manage it or manipulate it or control it. So it's like we're taking you on a mechanics course. It's like you were learning about how to drive a car. Well, we're the advanced course. We're the mechanics course to say, come back one step and look at the mechanics of how the mind is actually working. And when you understand that, it enables you to drive your own performance and be effective to an entirely another level.